What is going on, everybody, and welcome to Life with Yusuf. I am Yusuf Jarrell. As I stated in the last video, I was doing the quarantine files to keep things concise and humorous and creative. And last week, I know I literally went off on a tangent. I just was rambling on and on and on until I actually started doing the poetry. So I decided I'm going to keep the quarantine files the short and concise, and I'm going to make Life with Yusuf a lot longer. It's going to be much more serious topics where I can be able to give my opinion, state certain things, and say encouraging words at this time. Give stories to better personify what I'm trying to get how to get my point across. So, tonight's episode is just about not comparing yourself. We look at life as the finished picture. A lot of times we feel like we're just at a point in our lives where it's like nothing's going to change. We are never going to get our lives together, and I'm forever going to be stuck in this loop. And the truth of the matter is, I do that too. I do that a lot myself. I keep that a lot to myself. I tend to push people away and try to reassess my mind and how do I handle this situation that I'm in. I've been getting this advice over the years, and at one point, I was just sitting there like, are you serious? You really think that this is going to help me? One of my biggest fears in my 20s was not having my life together before I turned 30. I was looking at a lot of my friends who were doctors, lawyers, business executives, movie directors, movie stars, pro athletes, and I was looking at my life, and I was just lucky to get my degree. I was just lucky to get a job, and looking at my job compared to everybody else, looking at my salary, I was not in a good headspace. A lot of times I just felt like it was just never enough no matter how hard I tried. But then I'll be on social media and I'll be watching them. They're buying these big houses. They're marrying these trophy wives and everything else. And I'm sitting there like, what am I doing wrong? Am I a loser or something? The sad reality is that started to eat away at me after a while. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not. I learned a few things and I wanted to share it with everybody. Number one, you are at a point where you're supposed to be right now. I know with COVID going on and everything else, everybody's looking like, so I'm supposed to lose everything? No. This is the point, and I said this in the last episode, this is a point where you can redefine yourself and build yourself up to be a much better you. I am out to become a better version of me, to get myself out there, get my creative works out there, to get my creative mind out there. This is basically my resume, and this is how I'm building myself up. And I have to learn not to compare myself to other people. I have to stop comparing myself to my friends that have all that stuff like that. They have to go through a whole lot, especially with med school, law school, trying to pass a bar exam, film school, working with these difficult directors that don't really show you the ropes but expect you to go get them their coffee and dry cleaning it every time you turn around, and then you try to make networks within your whole process. You are redefining yourself whether you want to admit it or not. Every day is a learning process. Even if you're learning something small, that's one more thing that you knew today than you did yesterday. It took me a while to learn this, but the truth of the matter is, I am actually learning to love me and love my situation, regardless of how it may look. I am learning not to compare myself to my friends. I am learning not to compare myself to the executives that I used to work with. I am learning not to compare myself to anyone based on socioeconomic status. Strangely enough, I don't want to go down that road. What's made for them is for them. What's made for you is for you. You just got to be willing to open your mind and your heart to it. Life is not a race. There's a saying that my father always tells me. It's not the fastest race. It's not the fastest horse to win the race. It's the smartest horse. Sometimes we always look at the one who's going the fastest to the finish line. Okay? Once upon a time, that person that maybe getting to the finish line fast couldn't even get off the starting line. You are at a point where you can just go from here to here. A lot of people wouldn't even go from the start. They would just stay there and give up. You are pushing through. Slow progress is better than no progress. You must you must take these 3 points within Life is not a race. You must learn, you must become, and you must embrace. Learn that life is not a race. I learned through experience. Sometimes you're going to have to experience that. Life is our greatest teacher. Some of the things that I've learned was never in the classroom, or not even my pops teaching me that. I had to learn a lot of things on my own and take it for what it is. So learn, become stronger, become smarter, become faster, become a better version of you, and watch your result. Don't focus on the situation, focus on you and watch what happens. Lastly, sit back and watch. When you actually learn to be at a better place up here, watch how your race goes. You can just sit back and watch, and everything starts slowly falling into place so you can watch it. You can do much better. So, basically, don't compare yourself to other people. Because at the end of the day, a lot of those people that may have them finished projects and have everything else will be the same ones looking up to you, looking at your strength. You are strong. You're going to get through whatever it is that you need to get through. As long as I'm able to make these YouTube videos, I want to encourage every last one of you. Be a better version of yourself. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Be the best you that you can ever be. And watch what happens. This here was Life with Yusuf.